Alright, so just wanted to cover a couple things for you that are going to be out of the ordinary. Probably the biggest one that's a little complicated is the switch panel here. So I'm going to go over what each one of those switches are. In addition to that, we're going to cover the computer real quick, along with the speaker amps and the AC to DC to AC inverter. And those switches are on the side here. None of this stuff's labeled, so that's not going to help you at all. If you want to label them, I guess you can. Otherwise, I do think it's a cleaner installation not having them labeled. So anyways, you got 3 switches. This front one is the computer. This turns on the PC and only the PC. You can see it's booting up here. We have a little bit of a glare, but roll the windows up here. So while it's booting up, we'll go over a couple other things. Get the windows rolled up here, and we'll see if that helps our glare at all. Yeah, there we go. All right. So that's booting up. Inside the case here, get some lights going. So inside the case, you've basically got 2 kicker amps. The top one is feeding the 10-inch subwoofer under the passenger right-hand seat, or passenger rear seat. It's a 2-channel amp, 200 watts. The bottom amplifier underneath this one is a 4-channel, and it's feeding the 6x9s. There's 2 6x9s in boxes, along with 5 1/4s in each of the front corners here, and also in the passenger seat. You've got a 2500 watt continuous rated 5000 watt surge DC to AC inverter, and tucked away in here you've got a Windows based PC solid state hard drive, so it doesn't it's not an issue for it to be vibrated or bounced or anything else. It's got its own internal power supply, and yeah, so it's pretty cool. So all of that stuff is housed inside this case, and the case is just made of 1/4-inch medium density fiberboard. Once the computer boots up, I booted up a while ago. Once the computer boots up, you can turn on your amplifiers. Otherwise, you hear all the squeaks of the computer booting up. In addition to your amplifiers being on this switch, it also has your case fans. So on each side of this case, there's a fan. This one's blowing air out, the other one's sucking air in. They move like 30 cubic feet per minute, so they really keep this whole assembly cool. And then, so that's your computer, and it's got all the little icons here you can play with. The main one that I use is this Garmin navigation. Pretty easy to use. Where to? You can go to recent finds. Whatever Ascot, sounds good. Go. I'm inside the garage, so I don't know that it's going to get a signal, but anyways. Yep, pretty straightforward. There you go. If you want it to talk to you, it will. I've got it on mute, but blah, blah, blah. So it's a computer. You just got to play around with it and find some of the programs that are in here. But that's the main use of it. Just to wrap this up, this bottom switch here goes to the inverter. It's not a on-off. It's a click on and then re-click to turn off. So 1 beep, I think, or 4 beeps. Alright, so the 4 beeps, the inverter's on now. And then you have to push it back up to turn it off, and you'll hear just a quick beep. Alright, now the inverter's off. If you forget that, the inverter will run through the night, and it'll drain your batteries, and you'll be bummed the next day. So those are some of the things going on with the switches. And those are probably some of the more complicated things. See if I can get this on here. There we go, sorry. So just to recap, amplifiers and case fans for this case, PC computer, DC to AC inverter. Sound from the computer goes through a Sound Blaster, Creative Sound Blaster X-Fi external video card. So basically your volume is an easy one-touch. Turn it up, turn it down, mute it, unmute it, turn it up, turn it down. It either comes from the computer directly, or there's an MP3 hookup right here, and you can put whatever MP3s you want. 12 volt powered USB coming obviously off the computer. Right now this is the only plug that I have wired up for the DC to AC converter. Another powered USB and another 12 volt for the whatever accessories you want. That covers all of that. Pretty straightforward. In the glove box is your DVD player for the computer. In the lower left hand corner here, there's an AV button. If you press it once, this looks like complete ass and looks like it's dirty. If you press it once, there's a back camera. But that takes you to the rear camera. Press it again, there's nothing. Press it a third time and it should take you back to the computer. What you got there, clear off some stuff. Okay, I'm going to make that one file then.